In the early 20th century, the Viennese composer Arnold Schoenberg popularized a method of composing with 12 tones. The method is quite simple. Take the 12 notes that make up the octave and arrange them in any order where each note is only used once. This makes up what is called a tone row. And then apply transformations of this row. Vertical translations up and down the musical staff, also called a transposition. Flip the notes vertically, called an inversion, or flip the notes horizontally, called a retrograde, playing the row backward. This method involves some concepts that we see in mathematics. The factorial is used to determine how many 12-tone rows are possible. And transformations, vertical shifts and reflections, are used to manipulate these rows. In this video, we will hear some simple examples of 12-tone music and also discuss these related mathematical topics. First, how many different tone rows are possible? We can answer this with the fundamental counting principle, which we learn in probability and statistics. There are 12 tones to pick from for the first note, but then after we select that tone, then there are only 11 left to pick from. Continuing in this way, we can multiply the numbers 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 all together, which is the same thing as 12 factorial, which gives us 479,001,600 possible tone rows. The tone row that is selected as the foundation for the composition is called the prime series, denoted P sub 0. This prime series and its related transpositions and reflections make up a row class. Using transposition, the prime series can start on any of the 12 tones. These are denoted P0, P1 through P11 and are called the prime forms. Each of these can be inverted, and the prime forms and inversions can be played backward. This gives 4 times 12, or 48 rows that make up the row class. However, because of similarities that can occur through transpositions and reflections, this decreases the number of unique tone rows. Let's look at some examples. First, we'll use this picture of the 12 notes starting with middle C. But instead of using those 12 notes in the order that they are numbered in the picture, we'll choose C as the first note of our tone row and then just randomly select notes until all are used. I'll label my choices as such. 0 will be C, 1 will be D sharp, 2 will be F sharp, 3 is E, 4 is G, 5 is A sharp, 6 is G sharp, 7 is F, 8 is D, 9 is A, 10 is B, and 11 is C sharp. We will label this row P sub 0, and we can apply some transformations to this row. For example, when we transpose the row we selected, it means that every note in the row will be transposed by the same interval. For example, if we were to transpose this row by a perfect fifth, then every note is transposed by that amount. This would give us the following row called P sub 7. G, A sharp, C sharp, B, D, F, D sharp, C, A, E, F sharp, G sharp. Here are P sub 0 and P sub 7 plotted on the same staff of music to see the vertical translation. Now let's see an inversion of P sub 0. When we invert row P sub 0, musically it means we reverse the intervals. For example, going up from C to D sharp is a minor third. So when we invert this interval, it means we'll go down a minor third from C to A. The inversion of P sub 0 is denoted I sub 0. Note the symmetry between the two, which emphasizes the vertical reflection. And next, we will reverse the rows we've seen. A retrograde, or reversal, of P sub 0 is denoted R sub 0, and a reversal of I sub 0 is denoted Ri sub 0. When we plot the retrogrades after their respective rows, we can notice the symmetry that emphasizes the horizontal reflection. When we've determined all 48 possibilities based on our prime series P sub 0, we can combine them to make a composition. Because of the properties that any row can be followed by a transposition and that each row plays all 12 notes before repeating any note, 12-tone music is referred to as atonal, since the compositions have no tonal center. Most popular music we hear today has a tonal center, so 12-tone music sounds very odd to our ears. Here is one example of 12-tone music in recorded history.